Nice one. Good evening, everybody. This is DJOBS right here, Baddest Manager. It is good to be back on the Baddest Domain perspective after a longer break. I want to make sure that there is audibility, which is going to be confirmed by the people that are watching right now. Kausu Saho, thank you very much for being here. Luis Figo, thank you. You know, I want to get your confirmations regarding whether there is audibility in what I am coming to do. It's been a very, very tight week for us, right? And then that took us down to a very, very tight weekend as well. Yesterday, we went to rest. I think it's not even yesterday. Earlier in the morning, 5 a.m., and I woke up at 10 a.m. So you can imagine how I couldn't relax properly because we had 2 events last night at the trade fair ground to Brikama, Gambia College. So, you know, when you are working with the most booked artists, you know, in the country, it's always hard for you to relax. Anyway, we tied up consultancy services as well, hitting on, you know, after being away for some time. But I want to be so. Ibrahima Koroma, thank you very much. Both. That's how it is. If you are hearing me louder and clear, please tell me, Ibrahima, so that I can start properly. Right? Whoa. You know, I love the escalate of the views all of a sudden anyway. No, goat. Abdurrahman Balde, no, that's for the goat. The goat is ST. Please, don't jumble it up. You know, he is the utmost goat. I'm not the goat. I am the boat. B-O-A-T and G-O-A-T, please. ST the goat and Nyancho the giant. You know, Peter B.I., bro, big up. Thank you very much, Peter. So, the GOAT is a title for ST, right? Put it right there and attach it. The boat, that's for the Baddest Manager, right? No jumble up. The giant is for Nyancho, a.k.a. Pataki, the only complete artist in the country. The dancer, the singer, the rapper, and the choreographer. Musa Sane, thank you very much for being here, my little brother. We used to be in GPP together. The goat maker, Luis Figo, thank you very much. Thank you, we appreciate. Humility is never hated. Anyway, please, if you are hearing me, I want to get your reassurance, right? Or your confirmations or affirmations so that I can start. You know, it's supposed to be at 5:30, like I said, but then we are starting, you know, at 5:49, right? We got some 20 minutes to 6 in it. Sure. Okay, Ibrahima Koroma said, all good in my area. Athens, oh my God, Athens. Wow, somebody in Athens is watching us live. Huh? Boy, Ibrahima, thank you very much, man. That's Greek. And I know the image is clearer as well. It's clearer as well. Thank you very much, Ibrahim. Right? Nice. So let's start it. I know others will join us later, and they'll be able to watch this video even after this session. I put it right there that we'll be looking into cross-border rapport, where we will guess at ST's collabo with Youssou. I mean, the duo that they had last Sunday, right, at Traffic Light, Carava Avenue, right? And we'll also be looking at artistic prowess and versatility, which is, I mean, these two components are very, very important in any artist's career. We'll be looking at proper albums, right? Cognizant of the timeline, and we've all seen Jizzle release his album when the launch event is on the 14th of June. We will look into that quick. We'll also look into the He4C music movement, which is the most grandiose establishment ever in our arts sector for a thespian to launch a project that is centered on women empowerment, gender justice. You've seen the results of the activity. It was a major storyline carried by all prominent news platforms, right, in our sector. Peter B.I. said, baddest manager in all course. Thank you very much. More blessings, bro. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Peter. We appreciate this. People that realize what we are doing, and they are so much proud of that reality. It is something that we appreciate. Both. Thank you very much, Jahanka Boyo. Thank you. We will also look into the GCCI trade fair as championed by one of our sector players, Njundu Baji, a.k.a. Morgan, my very good older brother, who has been doing a lot in this sector. And for the fact that he has championed this and engaged Gambian thespians to be the contracted thespians for this major event is something that is commendable. I would like to encourage him and also to congratulate him for a very, very, very great job. Thank you very much, brother. Loyalty and royalty salute to you all together. We will look at ST's Sanyang event, Nala Dua second version. Yes, as championed by DJ Countryman, my own nephew, one of our prominent thespian DJs in the sector. Truth be told, so to speak, he has been doing great in this sector. His platform is a grandiose platform on Q Radio, and he is all about Gambian music and Gambian business. So DJ Countryman, thank you very much for being here with us. Your support is well recommended, and I would urge you, right, and always encourage you to be about Gambian music and around Gambian artists, right? So let's start with cross-border rapport against at ST's duo, which is Ndure. Great thing. Well, a moment that has raised mounting public concerns regarding the impressive performance of ST. Yes, Youssou don't need any introduction regarding his capacity as the greatest in the sub-region. He's a legendary icon. So for ST, like he said, to have a duet with him on stage is something that is grandiose, and we cannot lower gaze at it. We must also compliment Fatou Camara in capital merits, like the Mandinkas will put it. Niyamoy lan la faraso farsita mole bala. Sababu kulu sababu, kari sababu. Fatou Camara is the major engineer, right? The cause of all this progress. The reason why ST got on top of that stage is because of Fatou Camara. We have to highlight that in capital merits and spew it in bold capacity. She did what most women in the Gambia couldn't do for any Gambian artist. For the fact that you took up a cause that is heavier than yourself, is a cause that we should definitely appreciate and also state it over and over. I felt so good when I had ST made pronouncement of Fatou Camara and Africell, because it was on Africell's platform that he had this opportunity. But again, Fatou Camara was the one that brought in Youssou for her Heroes Award. So I would like to assert my sincerest congratulations to Fatou Camara, and also to tell her that we are very, very grateful to her. Everything that we have been doing over the years, big sister, we are well informed about it, and we have seen it. We cannot display a local class eyes over your existence and your capacity as a formidable luminary in our sector. ST got up right there, as we also Youssou's invitation on stage. And I was telling a guy that on stage duet, there are three things that are important. One is the receptive nature of the artist that invited you on stage. Here we would mean Youssou, because he was the one that invited ST on stage. So there was every aspect of a receptive nature in live performance, in stage duet. What have we seen? We've seen Youssou Ndure invited ST, right, on stage, and then he was very receptive. Now, we could see the receptiveness of Youssou Ndure from where he reassured ST utmost comfortability. And he was there to say, Affair binak watanla, Jalal Satan. Meaning, you have all the time as the ST that you are, not to rush Super Etoile. Because for us, it's all about the higher notes, right? It's all about the higher tempo. It's all about utmost professionalism. I mean, it's all about the teleprompter right there in front of Youssou Ndure. It's all about timeline. So, you can imagine, we've seen thespians across the globe that were invited by Youssou Ndure, but then only to jumble it up on stage because of natural paranoia. And I stated this in written form before this verbal vertigo, that at one time, Youssou had invited Fatah. And I've seen one of our music enthusiasts saying the only thing Fatah could say was, or spew was, Bersilanyo Youssou Yako Waral. Youssou Yako Waral, Youssou Bersilanyo, Youssou Yako Waral. I mean, that was just a toast from a loyal fan of ST and Gambian music. Just to state that there is this paranoia anytime an artist in Youssou's capacity invited any thespian on stage. And we've seen that of Siddiqui also in 2017, which has also brought up critical opinions regarding Siddiqui's natural paranoia until Super Etoile had to give him one drop for him to be able to spew properly on Youssou's notes. Now, like I said, a receptiveness of a particular artist that invited you on stage, that is one component in live stage duet. Two, the versatility of that particular artist that has been called upon to pass through, right? And here comes artistic prowess, which is going to be our second point. But then I will put together everything so that we will not have to be here gyrating, around and around. When ST was called upon by Youssou Ndure, proper receptiveness was portrayed. That was the time Youssou answered him very nice and then told him, take all your time, ST, no rush. But then we've also seen a component of what? Artistic prowess and versatility. In who? ST. Right? There is also a component of what? Chord progression. Right? By virtue of note comprehension. Because every track, right, is specified by a particular note. Now, that note, Wante, I mean, the song itself talks about unification. Now, ST's comprehension of that note, right, which also enable him to understand what? Chord progression. So that there will be what? Flow alignment, right, is something that is commendable. In fact, these were the reasons that saved ST on top of that stage. Now, we've talked about this receptiveness of Youssou. Now, let's talk about the artistic prowess or versatility. Now, when ST came on stage, artistic prowess and versatility has enabled him to freestyle, right? To engage the crowd so that there could be audibility. Now, how do we engage the crowd? That was the first impression of ST. That is to say, what's that? Yeah, it is. Yes, so, sorry. I am live on Facebook. Anyway, my colleague here is showing me. He's showing me an owl. Anyway, let there be nocturnal perambulators. They cannot still disturb this. So, because of artistic prowess and versatility, ST was able to spew properly. Now, he engaged the crowd by what? Giving them a particular track that is a dominion at the moment, right? Carniding. Now he engaged them. Carniding, Rachak. I mean, the crowd was so much coming. Yeah, that was an expertise, right? ST had to apply, whatever versatility to engage the crowd. He did that. The crowd responded very well. Here also we must thank Gambian music enthusiasts for showing ST all the love, right? In the midst of foreign thespians. because there you could in fact see Youssoun's reaction regarding ST's performance. He was very impressed because there was what we call audibility at its peak. The fans were so much chanting, you know, ST, as per his various pews. So there he goes, candidating, you know, in a very stylish manner, and then he went ahead, engaged them with what? Dindim Mansa, Nyatano, Kendo, Natano, Fenkuto, right? Quick. And they responded. He also engaged the crowd into what? Right? One Gambia, you know, one tribe, one people, right? Because like I said, the track, one T, you know, because Youssou was like, I like people who are artists and who try to make all assist, right? You know, from his own lyrics. So ST, by virtue of artistic prowess and versatility, he understands very well what Youssou was spewing. That is why he capitalized in capital merits to bring what? That one Gambia, one people, one tribe, because it should be all about us being Gambians and then us not considering our tribal differences. So still around what? The circle of unity and peace, which Youssou's song, yeah, you know, is all about. So basically that particular track, ST understands, you know, the title of the track, at the same time, the lyrics or verses Youssou was spewing. So he quoted, right, spew, the one Gambia, one tribe, you know, one people, and then jump up to bring what? Killing Bar Killing from his 2016 album. And then, because the performance also was an interactive performance, because that is what Ndure is all about, by virtue of professionalism. When ST had his few minutes on stage, different spews, Ndure also continued, because he told him initially that no need for you to rush. This is going to be sort of a conversation performance fashion, right? So Youssou spewed again. You know, I like people who are artists, who try to make all artists. Let us unite. Then ST said, check this. Molle ke fan waro noti ba dunia until be killing. Kabo demba sin killing, katambi katafa fode nyin killing. Do you believe ndani motane ka kontonyola boli killing? Wato do last man obuka fensoro fana manke kalma killing. Kol siate man killing, don't meta katale man fring. Nako dinu yale bo nyama harjelle fa man killing. But you will come to realize, even before ST reached to crescendo, like we will put it in music business, that is at the utmost end of that particular verse, you could see that the live chant of music enthusiasts. The chanting was exponential, continuously, because of the way ST was spewing on top of that note or the beat, right? So here, like I said, artistic prowess and versatility has helped him, and his IQ, I mean, ST is extraordinarily intelligent. That's the fact of the matter. Because come to think of it, for an artist to think all of a sudden that this is the particular verse that I have to extract, right, and put it right here by virtue of the concept of the artist that invited me on stage is something that is extraordinarily difficult to be told. Just like how, you know, ST's extraordinary intelligence has helped him, you know, to, yes, pass that situation. And let me tell you, believe you me, that situation is the most critical situation that any thespian will pass through at any level. Trust me. Except if it is not about super étoile. Or for super étoile, for somebody to pass through, right? I mean, that professional capacity setup of Youssou is not something easy. So, ST's ability to what? Improvise, right? Take different extractions. I was telling somebody, he said, but DJOBS killing, you know, she was trying to, I mean, force it, you know, to spew. I said, killing is a track from the 2016 album, Wato Today. And she was like, what are you telling me? I said, yes. And then you tend to wonder, how come ST was able to extract happily and comfortably from Killing. All of a sudden, it was by virtue of versatility and artistic prowess, your ability to react faster and to improvise in any situation. Yeah, without jumbling up the notes. We've seen artists here who were invited on stage, and then because they want to bring a particular track that is popular, you know, they would engage the band, right, to go down because they want to completely change the note. No, in this case, ST did not change the note. He jumped up right there and then move on, right? Progress with the codes as the way he found it. So it is something that is commendable. Gambians should talk about this for months and months. It's a great achievement for all of us, all sector players, all experts in our sector. So congratulations to Brikama Boyo one more time. You definitely kill it. That's the fact of the matter. And this will also serve as a great achievement in your career accolade. But again, an achievement that we will never forget to quote in our lives. Whenever we want to state distinctions, quality, and professionalism, we will always drag reference to this great breakthrough. But again, let us not forget that before ST, the likes of Baibabu, they had also passed through there. Remember, in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, Baibabu had a very, very great duo with Pape Diouf, Malaw. That also was a great dominion. Honestly, in Senegambia, Pape Diouf could hardly perform at anywhere without Malaw being performed. And in fact, that made Baibabu to have a greater foreign trip, both in America, right, and in Europe. And then that's something we cannot lower gaze at. So we must say salute to Baibabu and all other artists that had a duet with a foreign artist in any form of critical fashion. We've also, we cannot also lower gaze at Attack's duet. Honestly, with Wally Seck, he had it before, and it's something that we must beautify. Our Gambia's duet with Ndure the last time is something that we must quote and beautify. We are looking forward to other Gambian thespians having duet with big international artists in the Gambia or outside the Gambia, right? Yes, Dindima Musa Sanyan, thank you very much for watching. Should I state it, Gala United? My very good younger brother. Anyway, Nazarin Jallo, thank you very much. Rais Faba, he really makes us proud. Yeah, sure. Yes, he really makes us proud. That's the fact of the matter. Thank you very much for stating your utmost honesty. This is what is expected of every honest Gambian. Look, we have to be proud of everything Gambia. Honestly. My business partner is right here. I'll talk about Tiger Lily Garden, where I am, before I end this program. You know, it's a place that you all need to know so that you can bring business to us. Right? Right here in Salaji. Yes. So we move on to, yes, artistic prowess. I have decided to join that. That is the second point. But then I put it right here. I had to put it together with cross-border rapport, where we hire guests at Estes performance, which is Ndure. So let's move on to point 3, proper albums cognizant of timeline realities. Here we will talk about Jizzle's album, Mobeta, which is going to be launched at the Trade Fair ground on the 14th of next month. Now, Jizzle dropped this album. There has been different opinions. Khadija, my baby fan and PA, is saying the boat. Thank you very much, baddest of all time. Humility is never hated. Thank you for recommending that reality, right? Yes, proper album. Jizzle, I took my time to listen to it, even though a lot of people have been engaging me. DJOBS, we've not seen you write anything about Jizzle's album. You should talk about it. Here I am on the baddest domain perspective, verbal vertigo, right? Which is another form of baddest domain. Now, for the write-ups, I want to make this very clear. Every analysis, right? All the analysis, right? So to speak, are payable now. Any slot that I'm going to place for any artist in the Gambia is payable. If you want me to write about your album, if you want me to give my analysis about your events, right? You know, because we bring post-show events, whatever post-album release moments, write-ups about artists. These are payable services. My PA, Khadija, is right here. I will drop her number on my wall for everybody, right? If you want to get my write-up about your event or about your initiative, you can always reach out to Khadi, and then she will talk business with you, right? And I think I already wrote about this. Yes, I can have this done by virtue of what we call pro bonus or pro bonum. But then that is applicable to the artists that I work with. But again, if Jizzle, Hussein Dada, or any artist in the Gambia, I am here in my capacity as a music business consultant for every Gambian thespian, right? Be it a comedian, a performing artist, an actor, an actress, anybody that needs my consultancy service, I will give it to you. But I cannot be operating by virtue of gratis anymore. If you want my write-up about your album, your event, it is a service that is payable. You can always sit me out for that payable service, right? So, but I will bring this issue on Jizzle's album. Tomorrow, if Jizzle wants me to write anything about him, I will definitely do so by virtue of business, right? I love him so much. He's my nephew. Likewise, all other thespians, the Hussein Dadas, the Attacks, I mean, you name them. I love all of them, right? Nyancho Apataki, to be specific, the artists that I manage and I maintain my capacity for as a music business consultant. So to speak, to ST, my brother, my younger brother, that I am also serving in my capacity as a consultant, a very loyal consultant for him, anytime, anywhere, right? So proper albums, Jizzle's album, very nice. I've seen different spews about it. It is something that I would have to give my honest opinion about. It's a good album. I listened to it keenly. I was so occupied with so many consultancy works that I've been doing. But then I must be very honest here that it's a good album. And I wish you all the best in your Mo Beta album launch event, which is scheduled for next month on the 14th. Keep it up, Jizzle. You are doing great. And I feel you are one asset that can easily make Gambia to be known internationally. I think I said this in 2024, right? After your album launch event, to say I am so much impressed about what you do, and then the dimension that you are taking now, that is to have higher regards and then to higher your gaze beyond the Gambia. So that's how it is. Now we move into our next point, which is the He4C music movement. It's a grandiose project, like I said when I started this whole conversation. We've launched this big project last month on the 25th. And this is a project that seeks to consider gender justice and also empower women in the Gambia, particularly those that are in the arts sector. Now, we all know that the Gambia's arts sector has been a male dominion sector for so long. Now, we want to see an arts sector where female artists will definitely have a peaceful environment, bigger opportunities, just like how our male artists have bigger opportunities in the sector. We also want to consider their challenges, because they go through a lot of challenges. In fact, the reason why they couldn't be greater stardoms, right, greater dominions like the male artists, is because they are subjected to, do so many things. Now, the project also envisions, right, a euphoria where male artists will all be He4C activists, right, in the Gambia's creative sector, where we will all come together to talk about sexual and gender-based violence, to talk about positive masculinity, to talk about FGM in the most bolder capacity, without any reservation, because it is high time for us to stand firm for Gambians. It is high time, for us to pronounce in capital merits anything and everything that is affecting women in the Gambia. So that is what He4C music movement has been established for. Yo, on the right? Yes, so we are so much ready, in this crusade. But again, I must convey my sincerest gratitude to my co-founder and chair lady of this very important project, Nene Bojan Sankaranko in Norway, the founder of IAC Norway and the Nene Foundation. You've seen that during this launch event, we've also awarded the 2025 Nene Gender Cup to Youssou, who happens to be the winner of this year's Gender Cup because of his preeminent work, right, in issues around gender. We've seen how he has partnered with Mariama Jobate of Fantanka in pronouncements around transitional justice, right? So congratulations, Youssou, because ever since we had this event, this is the first baddest domain perspective verbal vertigo, I call it, right? We've been away for almost a year, but then we are right here back, right, to do this. And that is why I must mention Youssou's capacity as the gender convener, and also He4C Music Movement as a 5-year project that we intend, right, to, empower and also work around our activity plan, right, by virtue of the involvement of the various ambassadors that came out to support the likes of ST, right, Nyancho, Moles, Barahama Cham, One Pack, right? These are our ambassadors that we would always be with, and we are very, very happy that they came all out to support what is the most important, because any initiative that is geared towards what? Empowering women is an initiative that everybody should support. So I am also spewing on higher tone to all organizations in the Gambia and beyond. Please, UN, the American Embassy, right? The UK Embassy, UNFPA, all organizations, SOS, right? I am calling on all of you to support the He4C Music Movement project. We definitely need funding to work around our 5-year strategic plan, because there are activities that are very important, but then these activities cannot be undertaken without finances. So we are urging on all and sundry to support the public organizations in the Gambia. Already we've dropped our proposals in various private institutions and public organizations in the Gambia, including the Office of the President, and I cannot wait to be invited at State House to sit tete-a-tete with His Excellency Adama Barrow and to inform him in capital minutes verbally about this very important project. There are so many things that we can do together with the state, so we cannot be far away from the state, but then to assert or establish a proximity that will make one to know, right, whether the state is representing him or her, at a gross level. Because anybody that entrusts a particular leadership, you must be closer to that leadership. So I think it will be a level of insanity for us to think that no Thespian, right, should be closer to the state, or no citizen should be closer to the state. I mean, you should be closer to the state, so that whenever you have projects that are good, liking, and glorifying, the state would come to empower and support you, so that whenever you need their support, they will be there to support you. But then that doesn't mean whenever they do it wrong, you cannot also come to tell them, right, in disciplinary aspect or dimensions, right, to speak your mind. It doesn't mean you cannot do that, but then in doing it, it must be based on right manners, ways and means that wouldn't also make a particular leadership to see your pronouncement, in another way around. So basically, I am that person that would engage the state, but in a more orderly fashion, right? Because anybody that you entrust to be your president, must be somebody that you must accord utmost respect for, right? And he or she should also accord you the same thing. So if today Heji Barrow is the one that we have, right, leading us, I think there should be every good relationship between Thespians in our sector and the presidency, because it is the presidency that would give you certain attestation. I am not saying that you should echo similar sentiments with a particular leadership anytime they have it wrong, right? Or they did foul play somewhere. But then what I am stating here is there is always a higher need, right, for us to flow, right, that respect dynamics or relationship between the citizenry and the state. So the essence of the Citizens Charter, yes, is for us to be right there, engage the state positively, but also build a good relationship with the state, particularly the creatives of any creative sector, right, be it Gambia or elsewhere. So the He4C Music Movement is here. It's a 5-year project, and we are there with all the Thespians that I aforementioned. Yes, we are urging all and sundry to support the businessmen in the country, right, rich men and rich women. Please, we need your support. We have very, very, very comprehensive strategic plan, in this 5 years, from 2025 to 2030, to empower women and also stand firm against what? Sexual and gender-based violence. Now, we've seen day in, day out, right? There are news storylines about men battering women, right? Men going all out, right? Acting like the Jackie Chans and Jet Lis, you know, on their wives. It's ridiculous. So it's high time for us to all stand firm as influencers that we are, to be by women and see them as what? Formidable luminaries and not liabilities, right? So that will take us to our next point. That is the GCCI Trade Fair as championed by Jundu Baji, my very good older brother. Thank you very much. We've seen how this initiative has empowered Gambian artists and promote Gambian culture, right? That is something we cannot lower gaze at. So, for the fact that almost all our prominent thespians passed through there last week, you have seen Hussein Dada's performance with a lineup of young Gambian thespians. I mean, they did great on top of that stage, something that is very important in the exposition campaign, right? Because we must also maintain our capacity as great consultants and managers, partner with other international consultants so that the Gambia can be seen. So if we have these partners in the country and they want to see the performance of ST, Nyancho, Hussein Dada, and all other thespians, we should allow them to see it in a gross magnitude. And that is why ST got on top right there yesterday, and he did what nobody did. Nyancho got on top there in his nature as what? The Muruba Danano, Baka Sojar Kambano. Right? One artist with 4 qualities: the dancer, the rapper, the singer, and the choreographer. So we have seen, I mean, the true nature of Nyancho. We've seen the true nature of ST, Hussein Dada, Jizzle, on top of that stage for foreign investors and pastors to see the talents that we have in the Gambia. So, kudos to Jundu Baji, Mohamed Sumare, and all other sector players that were in this initiative supporting Jundu Baji, right? Day in, day out. Every performance, right? Every showcase, they will be right there at the trade fair ground, you know, to make it look good for Jundu. Empress Baji, you know, my own daughter, and, you know, young thespian that I manage in the Baris domain, music business consultancy firm. She has also been there all out with bass and so many other young thespians, right? DJ Viper, DJ Countryman, Gambians, right? All sector players came all out to support Jundu Baji, right? In his quest to bring up more young artists, in fact, because it has not been a platform for only bigger artists. We've seen young artists coming on stage and showcasing extraordinarily, beautifully their talents. I mean, something that is very, very commendable, right? Yes, it's an opportunity for businesses also to be seen. Obviously, yesterday it was a great exercise for Apateke Entertainment and APS, as this is a major entity that endorsed Nyancho and other thespians. So we were all there in that exercise, even before Nyancho's performance, going around and about, meeting women that are doing great in the Gambia. Almost all the stores that were installed at that place, right, are owned by women in the Gambia. So that shows that women in the Gambia are definitely doing great. And there comes the potential nature of what? He foresee music movement to be able to spot these women that are in the Gambia, and they are so much about what? Developing the country and developing themselves. So we've visited so many stalls, right, at the trade fair ground. It was a great exercise that we had there, proper interaction that we had as sector players, right, with businesses, you know, music enthusiasts and other artists that were there, right? So, Jundu Baji, keep it up, my brother. Honestly, I mean, yesterday, Nyancho aka Pachaki's performance was epic. You know very well Nyancho's stage rendition and gyration. I mean, his breathtaking performances. I got up right there on stage, introduced him in a grand style. I mean, the crowd, you've seen that yesterday, the trade fair ground was so much blocked. Everywhere was, I mean, you know, filled with vehicles, traffic blocked, everywhere. You know, when Gambian music enthusiasts realized that ST is going to be at the trade fair ground yesterday, right, together with Nyancho. No. They couldn't sit down at home because they want to be entertained by Nyancho the Giant and ST the Goat. So thanks to GCCI, because were it not for their gesture, right, or their platform, we would not have been here, in fact, talking about the beautiful nature of the trade fair ground. So we must be so much grateful regarding that. And then to all partners, right, that would always partner with a GCCI, AfriCell cannot be excluded, so to speak, right, in these things. They've been very, very supportive. I also want to grab this opportunity to talk about the Face of Media event that was held last week. Now, we've seen, Waka J, who has been a formidable luminary in our sector, another transformative force, right? He's been awarded as the most consistent investor, right, in the sector. Now, we had to give him that award simply because Waka has been doing a great by Gambian thespians and for Gambian thespians. So he definitely deserves to be celebrated together with AfriCell. So we are urging Gambian businesses, public and private, right, to continue emulating AfriCell in terms of thespian empowerment. They've been doing a great job for all of us. So again, these are important partnerships. Jizzle Investment, right, they've also came to our support, right? South Susehuje and all, his employees at Jizzle Investment, because they supported the Face of Media event. I mean, it's about Gambian thespians, it's about culture showcases, right? It's about talents of the Gambia. So basically, supporting Face of Media initiative is something that is commendable. And we want to urge Jizzle Investment and all other businesses to come up, right? Every year to support Face of Media. Now, another event that we'll be bringing to you will be the He4C Music Movement Awards. This will be next year, April 26th. In the Gambia, we are yet to decide, around or about the venue, but then whenever we conclude on that, the second flyer will be out. We've already broadcasted the first flyer, and then you've seen the award categories, because we also want to bring an event that will all be all about what? Gender issues, right? There are artists here that have composed songs about gender equality, but we've not seen them been given any award. So we want He4C to be He4C Music Movement Award to be an event or gesture that will consider those thespians that have been there in the pronouncement of sexual and gender-based violence in the Gambia. Thespians that have been working with organizations, right, feminist organizations in the Gambia and beyond, right, about women empowerment and gender justice. So this is what we want to do, and I am urging all partners, businesses, right, to echo similar sentiments with us in making sure that this is a reality, because come April next year, inshallah, we will stage this event, and they will be giving awards to, best gender justice song of the year, right? Best active, right? Best music video on gender equality of the year. These are the categories that we are going to look into and then be awarding our thespians, right? So it's important that we know that this event also will be coming annually, and of course it is going to be championed by myself. And I know Gambian thespians will come out to support me, just like how they had come out to support me last year, April 25th, right? When we were launching this very, very important project. So anticipate it. Next year, April 26th, will be the He4C Music Awards and also the handing over of the Nene Annual Gender Cup. Now, that is also a very important activity as championed by my chairlady and co-founder of the He4C Music Movement, Nene Bojan Santamfaro in Norway. Muso Tamba Kumba, like Jalisuso will call her. And I will call her Muso Men Kumobe Farinko American dollar. Nene Bojan. A woman with foresight, right? A very grandiose lady. The Gambia's greatest feminist in the diaspora. Shouts to you. And also shouts to Maria Majobate of Fantanka, based in Scotland, and all other feminists in the Gambia. Not forgetting Dr. Fatou Balde. She has been doing great. Not forgetting our able, honorable minister, Fatou Kinte. I must convey my gratitude to her. She came and sat by me last year, last month rather, when we were launching this very important project. She could have sat down at home, but she came all out to be by me, to support everything Gambian. So, Honorable Minister Fatou Kinte, thank you very much for coming. And to all other thespians that came, dignitaries that came during the launch event. Look, this project, I must emphasize, I will close with this, because it's the most important establishment as far as I am concerned, and several other honest Gambians. Any initiative that is centered on women empowerment and gender justice is an initiative that we should support it. Because there is nobody on earth who would hate your mother, right? Or your spouse, or your sister. Look, women are the ones that we have, so we should be so much grateful and supportive to women. I am telling you. So, I mean, you have seen ST, how he championed this. All my artists are, in fact, he-for-see activists. Right? Can you imagine? All my artists. This is a great, in fact, it's a great achievement in ST's accolade. Likewise, Nyancho, coming all together. Right? To symbolize in capital merits unity under the symphonic umbrella of what he-for-see music movement. Shouts to Empress Baji. She's watching it. My darling daughter. You know, and I definitely have a gaze over her. To all other thespians that I'm managing and looking after in the sector, I am urging all of you. It has not been easy. Now, the Face of Media project, obviously, she hates it. She hates it. We have so many young female CEOs in our industry, something that we should beautify. So my thespian Empress is one of them. So many other thespians that I've groomed, because you know me to be that DJOBS, a groomer and a redeemer. And I will never stop doing that. All my life, this is what I do. This is what I love doing. Taking thespians, right, from nowhere to somewhere, right, by virtue of Allah's support. It is something that we always thank God for. If God has made you to be a polymite, you must embrace it. Hire your gaze, focus on the work, and don't mind about the hula-baloos and the brouhahas. That will always be the case. There will be social media tantrums on you regarding what you do, because there are killjoys and agent implants of instability who cannot be you, but they are always obsessed, right? Or at gross level, obsessed, generally, absolutely about you, because what God made you to be, He hasn't made them to be. God has blessed everybody in a unique way. So if God has blessed you in a unique fashion, and you have not appreciated, right? But only to be there, hiring gaze at those that have appreciated what God has given them. You know, it will become what? An obsession that even Denzel Washington cannot solve, right? So please, let us be very much about what? Love sharing and peace sharing. Let's preach peace, ladies and gentlemen. Our life should all be about preaching peace and spreading love. We are ambassadors now in our formidable capacities, right? So that is why, you know, we have rebranded all these thespians. Ambassador Sanasingati allies ST, Ambassador Dudumani allies Nyancho, Ambassador Barahama Cham. You've seen our representation at this event. We went there and gave him his envelope. Ambassador Balaseka, aka One Pack, his event is coming. Tobaski Day, I will come. I will show up, inshallah, Rabbi, in Capital Medis to represent our chair lady, Nene Bojan Sankaranko, and give you what we should give you. It goes like that to all other ambassadors under the symphonic umbrella of the He4See music movement, right? So I know this is where we are going to cut it short. I don't want this to be a longer content that will put you to whatever challenge in terms of watching it, right? So until I come your way, next Sunday, 5:30, the baddest domain perspective is back. And this time around, there is a side attraction, right? A new title attached, right? This is not the baddest domain ordinary. It is the baddest domain perspective, the verbal vertigo, right? So, I am signing out as the baddest manager until I come your way next week Sunday, same time. Bye-bye.